I tell you what, if you had to pick one stat, at least on the offensive side of the ball, that benefits your team, this is it. I mean, when you're amongst the league leaders in assists, you're doing a lot of good things. Not just making shots, but you're moving your teammates and you're moving the basketball.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for Boston. Rozier comes in for Marcus Smart. We've got 1:48 left to play in the first quarter. Hayward with some nice D.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's the three. Boston again missing.
Well, they're fortunate. Defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Here's the pass to Pop. Here's Nogueira. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then fouls it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback.
Got a pigeon on that one. Easy money right there, fellas. Going old school on you young fellas. Look that up, pigeon.
The shot by Hayward, wide open. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Powell. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Shoots from the right block, and he knocks down the jumper. 43 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside Irving. Pass to Rozier from past the arc. Boston, no good that time either. Raptors with the lead. He passes to Pop. Outside DeRozan. Down low. Here's P. And again, it's Toronto converting.
Just the height separation.
I can't do live streaming, can't think of things to say on the spot, lol, but I think my videos are getting better and in talking more now. Here
we go, Boston. Out the second quarter, getting ready to start up. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
A lot of success from mid-range so far for them, guys. If nothing else works, they can always fall back on the jump shot.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for Toronto right now, Pocket is out there with Jonas Valanciunas. Then it's P. Then there's C.J. Miles. And it's Lowry in at the one spot.
And for Kyle Lowry, a guy who just has an unbelievable nose for the basketball, the triple-double comes naturally to him now. Top 10 in the league the past 2 seasons. In his short time with the Raptors, he's already their career leader in that category.
And Champ gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
On defense, Boston. It's a 5-point game. Ibaka right side. Pocket 6.
Jump ball.
So it's Boston now. Raptors leading by 5. Powell, that's good.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash-mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Here's Rozier. Smart, wide open, he fires. It's good from one. Smart's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
So, timeout call here, the first for Toronto. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Celtics team.
And although they were the better team last year by overall record, this was a competitive matchup for them.
Guys, they split the season series, and there's always randomness to this game. The unpredictability of it. You win some, you lose some, but they certainly want to impose their talent level tonight.
Brown, the pass to Rozier. Knocked away. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. He went over the offensive plan, and that hinges on running through Valanciunas. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon find out, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks. Now, here's Brown after the miss from Serge Ibaka. It's Brown with the drive. Passes it to Rozier. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Now just a 1-point Raptor lead.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense. Well, you look at the Raptors, and they improved in a number of ways last season, but their bench play was one of their bigger improvements. I mean, they had one of the weaker benches in the league in 2014, but they flipped that around last year.
The shot misses.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
And Lowry gets it to go. Greg, one thing about the Raptors last year, they made the moves they needed to in order to be sure to fix their bench, strengthen their bench. It showed on paper and in person.
Yeah, credit their front office. In 2014, they had a bottom 5 bench in terms of scoring. Last season, they flipped that, became a top 5 bench in terms of that scoring, and even had the 6th man of the year leading the way.
Lou Williams. Here's Valanciunas. Marcus Smart picking up that last basket. And he gets the bucket. 6 points now for Valanciunas. Celtics trail by 3. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Here's T, and it's blocked by Ibaka, but he stays with it. Nice ball movement by Boston. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Outside Lowry. Cannot hit, so the Celtics will take it the other way. It's stolen by Ibaka. Lowry with the ball, picked up by Brown. Lowry dishes to Ibaka. Back to Lowry. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. She's checked in for T. Marcus Morris comes in for Brown. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Rozier. Lowry with the ball. Eight points for him. Feeds it to Miles. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists now in this one.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
And not many people expected anyone from the Atlantic to do much last season. Boston was the surprise of the division as they ended up making the playoff.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for G. T comes in for Morris. And Gordon Haywards is subbed in for Marcus Smart. Now running, there comes Lowry pushing the ball up. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And now it's an 11-point Raptor lead. And for Boston against the rest of the Atlantic Division, they were tough. They ended up going 12-4 in the division, which was a big reason, Clark, they made the playoffs.
And you know, those 12 wins against the rest of the Atlantic, Kevin, were division best. Even the Raptors, who won the division, only had 11 wins against the Atlantic.
Count the buckets.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
The Celtics have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Irving against Lowry. Left side Irving. And Baines kicks to Horford. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
6 to shoot. Here's Hayward to stop the drought. And he uses the glass on the lane. Hayward's got 8 points.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Miles the pass to Lowry. To the paint, deflects the pass. And pushing it up, here's Boston. And it's blocked by DeRozan. And here's Miles outside. And no good trying to get that one. And we finished 1 half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even at the end of the period. And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Kyle Lowry has just been sensational.
Yeah, he's been a revelation tonight, almost scoring at will in that first half.
Really hard to fathom he'll be able to keep it up for the next 2 quarters, but, you know, you never know. It could be a special night for him.
We've got Brown. T is out there with Horford. Then there's Irving. And it's Hayward in at the shooting guard position. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half. And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, you know, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. Now, here is Irving. He dishes it to Horford. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. G comes in for T. And Smart subbed in for Brown. Now, here's Lowry. He's got 8. Ibaka sets the pick for DeRozan. Trying to find Valanciunas. It's to him.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he rips it down.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished, struggled to handle the ball, created then his own shot, and but sometimes he would create for others too.
Yeah.
But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the 2. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
That's good.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Now here's Smart. He has 5. Irving a screen on Valanciunas. And it's blocked by Ibaka. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka. The Raptors making a switch here. Powell's checked in. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Here's Hayward. Dishes it to Smart. Launches it. And Hayward gets it to go on the assist from Smart. And that's now 11 points for Gordon Hayward.
And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game, was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skills.
You know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014, was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt he's the real deal.
Now, here is Irving. Smart kicks to Irving. And he was camped in the lane.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Alarms go off when I enter the building.
It's game time in Boston as the crowds look to cheer on the Celtics. Looking at Toronto, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Indiana Pacers.
And I really felt in watching that game that they needed to abandon the three-point shot. It wasn't there. The percentage was horrific, but yet they continue to try and knock them down.
And I really think that's what did them in. I mean, sometimes it's just not there for you on the perimeter, and you can't try to shoot yourself out of a bad shooting night from outside.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. Setting the floor for the Raptors. The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Ibaka, and it's Miles in at the 3. And in an era where so many guys take the money and run, Gordon Hayward did the best he could to live up to his new contract. Clark last year, a 4-year max deal signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting it. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract players in the NBA.
Now, here's Brown, following the miss by Kyle Lowry. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. He kicks to Miles. Fires the 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Miles has got his first 3 points of the game.
And when you get back to Hayward, last year his points per game were way up. But really impressive, his shooting percentages were way up. That's a big step forward, I believe, in his development.
T's checked in for Brown. And the Celtics with possession here. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
And it's the Raptors' ball.
You know, on the topic of whether Hayward is a true max prospect, he did some things last year to at least argue that he is. He was stronger, a lot more aggressive going to the rim. His defense improved, too. He'll need another year of development like that.
Oh. And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Shot clock at 6. Lowry Rebounded by the Celtics.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And Ibaka kicks to Lowry. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And it's DeRozan missing.
It's hard not to go for it when you see the chance for that alley-oop.
Clearly, temptation got the best of him right there, Greg.
Here's Horford, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Horford's got his first points in this one.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
Valanciunas with a screen on Irving. The drive by Lowry. In the corner, Miles with it. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Miles has got 6 points. Boston took a lot of steps forward last season with their coach, Brad Stevens. Still, though, their defense was near the middle of the road. That will need some tweaking.
Yeah, and you could say that seemed to be the limiting factor, Kevin, in how far they eventually went. Strange, given how several years ago they were an offensive juggernaut. Yeah.
You know, for the Celtics in their defense, a lot of it had to do with rim protection and challenging shots. They were actually last in the league in blocks.
DeRozan against Hayward. Shoots a fader. Not enough on that one as it misses.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Nailed from three-point land.
Yeah, and the Celtics averaged under 4 blocks a game last season, but blocks aren't the whole story. They let opponents get too many easy looks inside the paint. That's the real factor why their defense was subpar.
Here's Valanciunas, and another basket for Toronto.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
Tice, defended by Ibaka. T, the pass to Irving. Lots of room. No good. So the Raptors will take it the other way. A minute 50 left here in the first quarter. Left side, DeRozan to the paint. Ibaka. This is the Valanciunas. That is good. Valanciunas has got his second bucket. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
And, guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. G comes in for T. Brown, he's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Irving. Then for the Raptors, Thunder's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. B comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Powell in for C.J. Miles. And it's Lowry penetrating. He feeds it to Powell. Puts up a 3. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists tonight. And
good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Powell, the pass to Thunder. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Thunder's got his first points of the night. Brown kicks to Smart. Out to the right wing. T. Cranes it from beyond the arc. T's got 6.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the knee had collapsed on it.
Stolen by Smart. The pass to T. It's stolen by DeRozan. To the inside. Here's Powell. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Powell's got his second basket of the night.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
It's been a point of emphasis, no doubt, to make sure they attack the rim offensively.
I love the fact they're not settling for outside shots. Keep attacking that rack.
We've got Brown, Hayward out there with Irving. Then there's Horford, and it's T in at the fourth spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics.
Yeah, way to play and attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for T.
Guys, that makes it 2 straight seasons now that the Raptors have been the cream of the crop in the Atlantic Division. Ended the season with a franchise best 49-33 record.
Here's Irving. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Well, for the Raptors, they won the Atlantic last year. Did so by a wide margin, Greg. Then they had won it back in 2014.
Yeah, they ended the year with that 9-game lead over second place. And the Raptors have great fans, and it's good to see the franchise be able to take home a couple of those division titles.
Lowry against Irving. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. Got a hand on it. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it. The fast break chance. Here's Brown. In the corner, it's Hayward. Lets it go with a 3. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Now it's a 5-point Boston lead. Toronto's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. Lowry against Irving. Lowry drives in, and it's sent back by Horford. They recover it.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Valanciunas. He had a strong showing last season. Second in field goal percentage, and he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
And you pointed out his ranking as the second best shooter in the league last season. I think with a little extra work, he could actually become number 1.
It's stolen by Valanciunas. Here's Miles. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Miles has got 8 points.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
One thing about Kyle Lowry, he has a bulldog mentality. We saw that from his days at Villanova.
No question about that, and I love that about him. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistently beats the rock. He wears his opponents down.
And some changes here for the Celtics. T's checked in for Aaron Baines. T comes in for Brown. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Gordon Hayward. And Toronto also making a switch. Ibaka's checked in. Here's Irving. Shoots from the baseline. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Raptors have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Lowry passes to Ibaka. The feed to Powell. Screen by Ibaka. Miles, that's for 2. And again, it's Toronto converting. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
You know what? Can you believe there have been 7 lead changes already, guys?
Wow.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
Now here's Smart. Lowry covering. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Fast break Toronto. Now Miles. 10 points for him. Ibaka with the ball. Toronto working the ball around now. With his first shot attempt, Horford with the rebound.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
To the middle, and he uses the glass on the layup. And the Celtics lead by 1.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Right side Lowry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Tries from 10. Can't hit.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
The Raptors have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway.
Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. You know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
No kidding. I mean, neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time, guys.
So close.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Well, for a long time, Greg, the Raptors didn't have a lot of nationally broadcast games in the U.S. Seemed like a forgotten team at times, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know what? A playoff drop is one of the ways that ended that factor. Also, the team plays an exciting brand of basketball. They're a division winner to go along with that. So you start adding those things up, and you see why the Raptors continue to get more and more coverage nationally.
Raptors with the lead. In the corner, Miles with it. Beyond the arc. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 6 assists now in the game.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. G comes in for T. Gordon Hayward's checked in for T. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving. Then for the Raptors, Thunder's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Nogueira comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's DeRozan in for Powell. He's checked in for C.J. Miles. As we're talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Here's Lowry. Can't get it to go. Now the Celtics take it the other way. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
Yeah, 2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
Yeah, plenty of opportunity here, guys, to get on each other's bad side. I mean, if they weren't already. Should make for some fairly high drama.
Gordon Hayward.
You know, there are those who wonder if Gordon Hayward can lead a team to the promised land. However, as just a sophomore, he led a non-powerhouse college to a championship game. So, in fact, they were just 1 basket away from winning it all.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Thunder, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Hayward. $15 seconds left to play in the first half. 5 to shoot. Kicks to Nogueira. From deep three-point range, no luck.
And just because you can make it from outside doesn't mean you need to live it.
Not that far.
And we're through the...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. They never trailed by more than 3. And now, folks, it's just about time for the third.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Take a look here at what Miles has been doing. He's got 13 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. C.J. Miles is out there with Ibaka. And it's Valanciunas in at the center, locking down the middle. Here's Irving. That's good. Irving's got his second basket of the night.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
He dishes it to Hayward. They get a hand on it. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And it's sent back by Horford. They retain possession. Boston trailing. Irving kicks to Hayward. And that misses. That would have put him up.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
It's DeRozan with the drive. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And the Raptors lead by 4.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
They've been very untidy with the ball here. You commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple play, good passes, and moving the ball around.
Boston making some changes. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving. Brown the pass to Rozier. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Rozier's got his first points in this one.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Well, last year for the Celtics... They weren't exactly world beaters at home. Still good enough, though, to get the job done.
Yeah, just a game over 500 here in Boston. Not great, but at least it was over 500 for a young up-and-coming team. And you could tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Hayward against DeRozan. Now here's Hayward. He's covered closely. The leaner inside. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
And, you know, for the Celtics at home, they were able to get wins by playing tough defense in front of their rabid fans. Their offense virtually the same as when they were on the road. The defense was the difference at home.
Valanciunas, good.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And as you said with the Celtics, it was the D at home that helped them get wins here. They'll want to be better than one game over 500 this season to get back into the postseason.
Boston making some changes. Horford comes in for Brown. And Irving subbed in for Rozier. And the Raptors also making a change. Powell, he's checked in for Kyle Lowry. Baines. Horford the pass to T. The 15-footer. Boston again missing.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Miles dishes to Valanciunas. And DeRozan kicks to Miles. And a wide open look for Valanciunas. No good with the tip. Celtics trail by 6. Irving passes to T. Ibaka against Horford. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And Al Horford is just a winner, guys. I mean, win 2 NCAA titles at his time playing for Florida. His teammates call him the Godfather because of how calm and quiet he is in terms of his leadership and the mentoring he provides. It's been the same here. In the NBA.
Thunder's checked in for Toronto. P comes in for Serge Ibaka. Brown is checked in for the Celtics. Smart comes in for Gordon Hayward. The Celtics really seemed to get better as last season wore on too. GA finished the year looking very dangerous.
Kevin, with the Celtics, they were dynamite after the All-Star break. Had the second best record in the Eastern Conference post-All-Star.
Here's Irving. He has 5. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
And checking out some numbers for Irving. Good season for him last year. Last season put up about 21 points a game, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. And he paced the whole team in points per game last season.
Sure, his teammates knew he was their best option, so that's why they just kept feeding him the rock.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Celtics. Here's DeRozan. And again, no good by Toronto.
You know, one of the big things for the Celtics after the All-Star break was they played smarter. I mean, they went from the middle of the pack in terms of turnovers to a team that rarely made mistakes.
But he stays with it. Hayward dishes to Horford. Second chance shot. Buries it down low. Horford's got 6.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Pass to P. Shoots from 12. Good on the shot. P's got the lead up to 6 now for Toronto.
Yeah, that's a good point about the Celtics and their turnovers. Last year after the All-Star. They were 4th in the league in limiting their mistakes. They played well beyond their years down the stretch.
On the wing, DeRozan. Stolen by Smart. 50 seconds left in the third. Nice move. Dishes it to Baines. Can't hit from in close. Toronto leading by 4. To the wing right side. It's stolen by Brown. And the dunk by Horford.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And DeRozan kicks to Powell. And here's DeRozan. And no good trying to get that one. It's... All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. So it's Boston now. Brown out there with T. And it's Hayward. Then there's Irving. And it's Horford in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the Boston 5. That ties the game. And that's now 7 points for Kyrie Irving.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense. I mean, you never expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
Hayward against DeRozan. Irving drives in. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Kyle Lowry picks one up there. And guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq, Robinson did it for Tim Duncan, and that's really what great players do.
DeRozan passes to Pete. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for two. Now it's a 4-point Raptor lead. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Raptors.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
And guys, I think you've got to give them credit for the number of steals they've taken away. I mean, a lot of effort on the defense from them tonight.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. G comes in for Brown. And it's Rozier in for Gordon Hayward.
And getting back to Kyrie, many felt the addition of LeBron would cut down on Kyrie's playmaking opportunities. But Kyrie was near his career average in assists last season. That even further indicates how seamlessly the two superstars were able to gel.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, talking about the effect LeBron had on Kyrie last year, they looked fantastic working together, but the stat sheet also bared that out. Kyrie hit over 40% of his threes for the first time in his career, and he posted the lowest turnover rate of his career, too.
Raptors leading by 4. Outside DeRozan. They double him with Irving. Here's Ibaka. Toronto working the ball around now. DeRozan's shot is good.
And he's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half.
Irving with the ball. Now guarded by DeRozan. Pass to Rozier. On the wing, Irving. DeRozan defending. DeRozan against Irving. Baines dishes to Irving from past the arc. Good on the shot.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
And the Raptors call time here.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. His advice clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Here's Brown. And it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And tired legs affect you at the defensive end first, and that's what we're seeing here.
You called it, Greg. As much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
Outside DeRozan. Back to Lowry. Shot clock at 6. And that one's good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Here's Brown. G kicks to Horford. Brown against DeRozan. The second chance effort. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
Wow. They've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, Greg, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
The Celtics making a switch here. Hayward's checked in. And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. 1:58 left in the fourth. Back to DeRozan. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Horford the pass to Brown. Here's Rozier to take the lead. Boston, no good that time either. DeRozan dishes to Lowry. Back to DeRozan. 14 feet away. Another miss by DeRozan. The Celtics have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a jam.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Toronto calls timeout. Boston making a switch here. Irving's checked in. We've got 1:23 left to play here in the fourth. Outside Lowry. Feeds it to Ibaka. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. He doesn't hit the first, and that plays the one they really want. He's got one more, though. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for the Celtics. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. And they're in position to take the lead.
You know what? A bucket here would mean a bunch at this stage of the game.
Here's Rozier, now recovering. To take the lead. Shoots from the block. And it's Rozier missing.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
He sinks the clutch free throw. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 2-point ball game.
Nice numbers from Lowry. He's got 8 points, and he's played the role of the pest today, too. I mean, he's caused a bunch of turnovers.
And it also tells you just how high his basketball IQ is. I mean, seeing plays develop before anyone else does on the court.
Here's Hayward, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And you know what? Very close to a 3-point play right there.
Yeah, he almost got that one down. I mean, those are the kind of aggressive plays coaches love to see.
Brown, he's checked in for Rozier.
And really, the tension could not be higher right now. And he looked like he was shooting free throws at practice. What a cool customer.
And the Raptors call time here. The score is tied at 59. There's 37 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. T's checked in for Boston. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Ibaka kicks to DeRozan. And Baines pulls it down.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Here's Brown. And the Raptors call time here. And some changes here for the Celtics. Al Horford is checked in for T, and Marcus Smart is subbed in for Brown. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, it makes it tough for the defense to chase that ball around when it moves that crisply all over the court.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Back to DeRozan. To win the game. Oh, and he had a chance to win it right there, but time expires, and we're going to overtime. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. Start of overtime just upon us as they get ready for the jump ball. It'll be the Celtics off the tip. So the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here. Brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for Boston, we've got Hayward. T is out there with Horford. Then there's Brown. And it's Irving at the 1 spot. And Lowry gets it to go. Boston trailing. Hayward right side. Sinks that one from the post.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feel.
Irving against Lowry. DeRozan passes to Pete. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Gordon Hayward again. Hayward's got the game tied up here for the Celtics.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
Toronto calls timeout. The Celtics making a switch here. G's checked in. G. It's extra time here, just over a minute into overtime. Outside DeRozan. Lowry with the ball. Guarded now by Irving. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. And it's sent back by Horford. Hayward goes in to take the lead. Passes it to T. Fires the three. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. 9 points for T.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
DeRozan against Hayward. DeRozan dishes to Valanciunas. And that one's good.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
The Celtics have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop so far in overtime. DeRozan against Hayward. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Money! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Those are huge points.
Beyond huge, partner. I mean, they needed that bucket desperately.
Here's Hayward. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
Looking at the game for Hayward, he has 20 points, and he's knocked down 5 shots at the charity stripe. Good numbers for him.
Yeah, they are. It's been a nice element of his game today. Now you need every basket you can get.
Greg, I think they're still alive here, but they better execute every trip down the floor from here on out.
On the wing, DeRozan. Defended by Hayward.
And that's what you like to see right there. A solid move to give himself some room and take it inside.
And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, that's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Those were pressure-packed free throws. And he looked as cool as he could be. So big to give them that 3-point lead.
Toronto calls timeout. They're down by 3. 19 seconds left to play in the first overtime. That's what you're saying.
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to go for the three. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Well, I think the clock's a little short here for that. I mean, I'm not quite sold on the quick two. I think they've got to look for a quality three to try to tie this thing up based on where the clock is right now.
And the Raptors making a change here. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 5-point game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.
The wide open look here for DeRozan. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. From deep three-point range, missed. And so it's the Boston Celtics with the W. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
Yeah, when adversity was at its greatest, they came up big. They seemed to relax a little bit once we got into overtime.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now we'll go to the studio with the award-winning Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Gordon Hayward.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. He gets jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.